how to get data extract. But what I'm going to show you today is what we call Overpass Turbo. It is called Overpass Turbo. I'm starting from opposite direction because we're going to still use the same thing in QGIS. So I'm going to expose you to different tools on how you are going to extract data, but you stick to the one that is easy for you. For me, I can use all of them because they have advantage and disadvantage for me. So what I want you to know is that you go to your internet or to your URL, you have internet, this one you need an internet, so you type Overpass Turbo and it's going to take you on this page. So Overpass Turbo is a web-based data mining tools for OpenStreetMap that allow user to run overpass query and visualize the result in interactive map, providing a user-friendly to build query without needing to know the overpass query language, so making it accessible for various users. So in general, whether you know how to write a code or not know how to write a code, with Overpass Turbo you can use that to make your query. So this is the interface, this is the platform, as you can see here. So this is the entire world map, so you can get the entire world map here, and then this is the place you write your code or query for different features. Now in here you have, this is Rwanda, you can see here, this is the map and this is the data. There is no data loaded yet. Here is run, here is what you can share. Assuming I want to make a query and share it with you, I can build this query and share it with you, and once you click on the link, that is going to run for me. Now this is export. So far we have different types of export. We have JSON, JPEGs, then KML and raw OSM data. So this is the way you can export. You can also export the interface as interactive map, map view, and then you can also make a query on standalone, wiki and restaurant. So these are just different ways you can export your output. Then this is wizard, which we are going to touch on. This is save, this is load, meaning that you can load query either from, if you click on load, so that means you can load something from your OSM. As you can see here, is asking me to enter my OSM username, so it means I can load something from there. Then this is examples, where I am, drinking water and rest of them. So these are just examples of where you can load. Now this is settings, and this settings means this is UI language automatic, so it's better to leave it in automatic. That is, if you want to go to Kenya Rwanda, I don't know whether there is Kenya Rwanda, but I doubt there's no Kenya Rwanda, so it is better using English. Then the server here, there are different servers you are going to use here, but leave it on default for now until you have reasons to change it. This is the map types. If you want to change it to map types, you can also add a types, meaning that another base map like satellite imagery. Now this is just generally what you mean by setting. This is help, that will help you get to know what you need to do. So this is simply a place you can read and understand the documentation very well. So what do you mean by map key, what do you mean by run, what is the shortcut and rest of them. Now this is just the interface of what I'm trying to explain to you. How do you build a query? To build a query, this is node. I am expecting this thing because I was expecting that EVM must have told you what you mean by node, way, and line. That is node here, relation. So N here means node, W here means way, R here means relation. Now I'm going to explain those things a bit for you. While I am just going to load my JSON to explain this for you. So you need to understand the difference between node, line, way, and polygon. So what it means is that you have a node is a point, so it can be a point of a location, which can be a node. A line can be road, network, I believe even must have told you, and a polygon is an area feature. So if you join node, it automatically becomes a line, and if you join different types of node, it can form a polygon. So this is what I mean by node. So what it means is that if I take a location in Rwanda, anywhere, and then put a point on it, this is a node. This place marker is a node because it have longitude and latitude. Now that is a node. But if I decided to draw a road network, a path, that is a way, as you can see. This is a way. And if I come back to that way and close the way, which is closing it back to where I start, it becomes a polygon. Now, but if you look at here in the Rwanda shapefile that you can see here, this particular location you have here is Rusiro, and then there is another place you have here as Rubavu. Now both of them are together here, so you can see this is the boundary. Now they are having relationship, they are sharing boundary, so it is a relation. So a node, a point, and a polygon. Then this is just what you need to know. So in this part, so here the N here is node, the W here is the way, and then R here is relation. So if, for example, that I want to look at Rwanda or Kigali city and I need a building within the place, so let me go quickly to this place. Now a boxing boundary box is this box. This interface you are seeing here is a boundary box. So it means that from here I'm having a building. So if I run this query, for example, what it means is that give me a building that is within this boundary box. So you can see here in node, there is no building that is node. In way 33, in relation 33 means that the building you are seeing here, as you can see here, are 33 in numbers. Now in the map data here, this is the map data. So this particular map data here is what gives you those code, like what gives you the building you have, but we better keep it in the map. So it means that if you count what you have seen here, each of them, they are 33 in number. That is the relation. So this is the overpass query you have built, and that's what it gives you. So what it means is that with this, you can extract a building footprint anywhere of your choice, anytime that you want in Rwanda. So you can query it as Rwanda, or you can query it as the entire place. So what it means is that, as you see here, this is Kigali city. If I want to see all the building here, I need to query all of them. But remember, this is a big data. So if you want to check out the building in Kigali city, it is big. So it might waste time for it to come out. Like for example, if I zoom out a bit, because I'm saying it's a boundary box, if I run the query again now, what is going to happen is going to go there to query, but the data is going to be big, and you can see what it queries. So it's taking a longer time depending on the speed of your internet. So it's taking a longer time, and since it's taking a longer time, it needs you to spend a bit time for it to come out. So you need to give it a bit time to come out. So once it's come out, you're going to have the size of the data, and if it is something queryable that's going to happen, then you are going to start downloading them. But like I said, it's big because the entire building in Kigali city is very, very big. So you won't be able to download them like this. You can download that, but that's going to take you a bit time. So like I said, I'm going to show you with GeoFabrics where you can get those details and be able to download them. So if you look and see that the query return quite a lot of data, approximately 200 MB. Your browser may have hard time trying to render this. Do you want to continue? I don't want to continue because I'm just using that as example. So I'm going to abort mission because I don't need to continue, because the building in Kigali is so much and so big. Now, the reason I was expecting you, Eve, to take you through is that each of these layers have their names. Each of the layers we are going to be using on OSM, they are arranged in key and values. What I mean by key and value is the key of building are building, but the value can be it is a residential building, it is a commercial building, it is a hot, or depending on the type of building. So what I'm trying to say is that there are keys and there are values. So those information will be important for you to understand what you are looking for. Now, if you are looking for waterway in Rwanda, it means that the waterway, you need to know the key and the value of waterway. So if you are looking for stream, you know the key of the stream. If you are looking for waterway that have to do with drainage, you need to know the key. You need to query to exactly spot what you are looking for. And that's why we say we need to do the basic of mapping, because that basic of mapping will help us know all these features. Like when you were tagging the building on your ID editor, you were tagging buildings, they write what is supposed to be. Now what it means is that you are trying to give the building the right key and the right value. So that's exactly what you are trying to do. So in that pattern, you are trying to let the OpenStreetMap database understand that this is what you are inputting. So you are trying to put the key for the building and the value for the building. So which most of the times I think you use yes. So but if a building is a building that is for industrial, so you can put building that this building is for industrial, or this building is for residential, is an apartment, or this building is types of building. Now there are some of the road that we consider as part. Also some of the road we consider as highway, that is national road, some of the highway that is residential, some of the highway that are also track which leads to agriculture. So you need to agricultural land of, so you need to understand different types of this road so that you'll be able to put them into work. You assuming you want to make an extraction, use features extracted perfectly from OSM database, and that is basically what I'm showing you now. So you understand how do you interact with each of those features, how will you be able to get these features extracted, and by you knowing how to map them, you should be able to know which of the key and the right value to use. So when you use the right key and the right value, you should be able to get those building that you have mapped from OpenStreetMap database. Alright, so like I was saying, so when you understand each of the key and the value, you should be able to know what you need to query on. And then each of them have the key and the value. Like that's the reason why we are actually mapping. We are not mapping because we just want to map. We are mapping because we want to get used to each of those values and get to understand that this is what this is mean, this is what this mean, and this is what you're trying to say when you're looking at this. For example, if I want to look for a road or street or waterways in Rwanda, I can comfortably look for them by making a query. What do I mean? Now, let me give you an example. If I want to look for the schools that is in Rwanda, so I am going to go on and build up the query. Now, a bit before I proceed, I will want to take you back to OSM. When I take it to OSM, I will need to explain something to you. Now I'm going to use probably this place, any place of my choice. So I'm just randomly just going to return to any place that I see features. So let's just go anywhere we can see any building or sort of things like that. I don't know where we can get a building, but there should be a building here. Now when you look at this, for example, you can see here that I'm going to download this layer into here to be able to have something we're going to be talking about here. So if you look here, you see here that I have a building here, as you can see. Let me deactivate continuous download. Now here means this is a building and this is also a building. Now if I want to map this building, I can map the building like this, and you see it's a building. And let me adjust it a bit. Now what did I end up doing here? If you look here by the right hand side, you will see here that we have what we call building here as key and yes as value. So this value can change at this in any time. So if you look here, see these are building, but if you look at the value here, I can tag this building as it is called, it is different types of these things. House, I can tag it as it is called school, and the rest of them. So building can answer name. What do I mean by the key and the value is this? So when I want to query for building, I can look for building and then I will get it here. Now if you look here, you have a road here. Now let me assume that this particular road is a track. So if I am going here, I am now working with way, which is line. So I am trying to digitize this road the way it is here. Now if you look here, I say I didn't tag it with anything, but if I tag it now, I can say this is a highway, for example, and this is highway is going to be a track. So I'm going to say it is track because it is looks like an agricultural farm, or let me say it is a residential. And then you see here I've tagged this in as residential. Now I want to tag this in as a path. How do I mean? I'm going to map also this one like this, and then I'm going to stop here and I'm going to tag it as a path. So instead of putting highways equals to this, I'm going to put highways equals to path. Now what happens here, you see the color are not the same thing. The key are the same thing because both of them are highway, but the value are not the same thing because one of them is path and one of them is residential. Now if I also tag another one, let me use this one as a track, for example, and then I'm going to go here and then let me just join it like this, and then I'm going to just click here and tag this one as highway, but this time I'm going to make it as a track. Now you see now that I have the same highway that is of the same value, but the problem, the difference between them now is that this thing does not have the same key, the same value, because the value are of different. This one is track, this one is path, this one is residential. Now this is, you understand this aspect of data will help you use OpenStreetMap database because you know what you are looking for at every point in time. So this is just one thing I want you to know. Now if you look at this, this is a way because it is a building, so it comes with a node. Now if you look at this one, this is what I mean by node. For example, I want to map this tree. This is a tree, that is one tree. I can decide to map it as tree. So if I select it here, you can see here, I can select it and tag it as natural equals to 3. Now this become a node. This is a node, is a point. So if I map the rest of other places like this, you can see that this is a tree that I have mapped and they are node. Now this is a node, but now let's talk about relation. A relation, for example, like if you look at this, this is a building and I'm going to map the building the way it ought to be, and inside the building there is a courtyard inside it, which I am going now to map as a building because there is a hole inside it, and front of it here there is a building that fall here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join both of them. I'm going to teach you this from the beginning, but there is a hole inside it, so I'm going to select both of them and then here. So if you look at this now, this is automatically a multi-polygon. If you open it up here, you can see that it has a relation here. So there is a relation between them. There is outer, there is inner, and then this is what we call relation. So they are having a relation. You can see here the polygon, relation, and multi-polygon. Now this is a way, if you understand this background, you should be able to work on the data and effectively well, and then be able to extract the data at any point in time. Now I'm going to return back like this. If you look at the base map that is you see here, this is a base map, and you can see that this is a water body, and from the water body you can see different road. This road color is not the same color with the other road because they are not the same thing. This is tertiary road, this is a highway, this is a residential road. They are not the same thing. The building are not the same thing as well, so they ought not to be the same thing. So if you understand the key and the value, you should be able to understand each and every features that is located in OpenStreetMap, and you can effectively query them and extract them. Now what do I mean? I'm going to return back here to the overpass. I'm just trying to give you the understanding about the key and the value. How do you know what each of them are tagged? What do you tag as school or what do you tag as? So those things are something you need to learn while you're learning mapping with OSM. And then if you don't know it, there is always a wiki you can ask online, OSM tagging. So you can just go online and tag, put OSM tagging. So OSM tags will takes you to where you need to know what you tag in each of the features on OSM. So if you come here, if you are looking for road and you want to query it, so you can come here and look for it. So what do I mean by you are looking for road? If you look at the tagging I have here, you can find your tag by clicking on this where I said key and value. So this is highway equals to residential. If I go to the highway key, I should be able to see different highway. This is motorway. This is what it looks like having a motorway. This is what it looks like having unclassified way. This is what it looks like having a motor link. This is what it looks like having a living street, services, and these are different types of road. So you should be able to use that to query the OSM. This is footway. You should be able to know what you mean by footway. So generally, understanding this helps you know where at every point in time do you need to query. So now I want to look for school in Rwanda. Here you can see that I say school in Kigali. I have coded it in the wizard here and I say give me all the school that is in Kigali. And if I run this query on OSM database, what am I going to see? It's going to go to OSM database and give me all the school location in Kigali as it's on OpenStreetMap database. Now this particular thing now is a project where we will be working on it soon, and I think we're gonna work it together with you guys because we need to update different schools in Rwanda. So you can see here we have few schools in Rwanda, but if you click here you can see different other schools with the coordinate. Look at the name. If you zoom close again to another place, you can see here. Why does it show me like this? Because I says this is Mount Kigali. I said give it to me on node. Now let me change the node and say give it to me on node, on way, and on relation. So if I run the query again, it is going to be more, and it's going to give me it more on road, on way, and polygon. So if you look here now, you see that I have, you can see here, it have given to me in polygon. You see here, this is on node, you can see it here, this is on the node. So now it is showing me the boundary of school as it is now. So I'm able to query the boundary and the building of the school. So if you look at it, you see that I have 40 node, line point 40, polygon 60. So you see now that the schools, Kigali Christian School, have shown to me because it is in polygon. So this is a way you can query the OSM database. Now what did I do here? This is just a little code which tells me use JSON in 25 seconds, give me a geocoding of Kigali, search the area, and give me the school that is named as amenity, that is node, way, and relation. And that is what the shortcode gives to me here. Now if you don't know how to write a code, you don't need to worry, and that is what I'm trying to say here. What do you need to do? You go to wizard here. If you're looking for waterways in Rwanda, and let me give you example. So I'm going to scroll down here, and then I'm going to say in wizard give me waterways in Rwanda. What do I need to know? I need to know that OSM tag says waterway in Rwanda. So I'm going to say waterway is the key. The value now is that all the waterway in Rwanda. So this is what I want to do. Now I build this and I can build it and run. And when I build this and run it, what is going to happen is that it's going to look for all the waterway. When I mean all the waterway, it's going to look for all the waterway in Rwanda. So it says it's more than 30 MB. I'm going to continue. So it's going to query. Now automatically it have added the code for me here. If you look here, you can see that it have added the code for me here. What does it say? It says give me in Rwanda, geocoding is Rwanda, give me all the waterway that is in Rwanda. Now what happens here? Look, this is all the waterway in Rwanda. So this waterway in Rwanda have been extracted from me all. So you can see different waterways that is associated in Rwanda that have been extracted from me. Now look at it here, it gives me in node, it gives me in relation and way. So you can see the query here. So here you can see this is everything that have to do with waterways as is associated to Rwanda. All the waterways in Rwanda have been queried, and you can see the result here. On the data part, you can see all the waterway here. So these things, this particular data you are seeing here represents the waterway you see. So it is about 1 million and something that gives me this information we are looking as related to the map. So this is a way you can query for waterway. Now this is the data here. As you see here, it has given me all the waterway in Rwanda. Now what if I want to say give me all the water body? Then I need to know how to change the query, and that's why we were saying that if I need to teach you OSM tag and OSM key so that you know which of them do you need to query? Now let me look for water. There's a difference between waterway and water as well. Waterway is the stream, the path, but the water itself is the water body. So in this way, I'm going to say natural is equals to water. Now I'm in Rwanda, I'm going to query it again. So it's going to extract all the water that is in Rwanda, water body, and not water part again. So it's going to give me the water body in Rwanda. Now let's zoom close and see the difference between the first query and the second query. Now if you look here, you see that there is a water body here. You see that it is now a polygon. See, it is called Ruhwaha water. It's a river. It is now a polygon. Now let's go back to another location and check what is there. If you look here, water body. This one waterway. This one water body. Now let's go up here and check here. You can see here, this is waterway, Kivu Lake. Kivu, I don't know the name, but you can see the different name here. The Kivu. So this is waterway in Kigali, in Rwanda. Now look here. Let's come to Kigali city. So this is a waterway. This is Lake Nyarutarama Gulf. It is water body. It is not part. But this one here is a water part, and that's why you had the waterway here when you were walking. So what it means is that if I'm looking for the waters in Rwanda, this is what I can do, and I can get all the waters that is in Rwanda. Now this is for water. What if I want to get the road? If I want to get a road, who can tell me how to get a road? Because I don't know whether he have taught you up to this extent, but who can tell me how do you get a road based on what Eve taught you? Did he tell you how to tag road?
Yeah, he didn't, but we can try.
Okay, so can you tell me what I need to query if I want to get all the road in Rwanda? All the road.
Yeah, you can remove water and then you have to write road.
Okay, so you are correct, but there is also you are wrong. The reason why I said you are correct and wrong is that the road is not tagged as road. If you look at what I shared with you just a few moments ago, I told you that a road in OSM or database is named tagged as highway. Is that okay? Okay, so next person, I think somebody is raising his hand, or is it a message? Go ahead.
Okay, I want to correct myself. I think as you shows as here key is a highway, you can write road equal to highway.
Okay, road equals to highway.
Highway in Rwanda or half in Rwanda
Okay.
as
Okay, do anybody have something else to say? Amir, do you have an idea? Or like you said, you were not around that day.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We can write highway and assign the value as a pedestrian or path, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you are wanting to. So thank you so much. So that's what I want. So the key is the highway. The general key is highway. But the value now is what changes. Now, if like she said, if I want to see all the part in Rwanda, this is what I'm supposed to be. All the road that is tag part in Rwanda is what I want to see. So among the whole subset of road or highway in Rwanda, it is only going to look for the one that is tagged parts. So you can see here it's telling me it's more than 50, so I need to continue because I just need to get it up. I need to see it. So if you understand the key and the value, it will be easy for you to extract any type of data at any point in time without having to be stressed on it. So if you look here now, you see that what we queried now is only for part. We are not interested in any other road, but we are interested in a road that is part. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So if you look here, you see that there are other roads here, but what is only selected for us are those highway that is named path. So if it is not path, don't select it. So if you look at, you see now that this one now, it is highway equals to path. So you can see here, highway equals to path. But now, that is if you are looking for path. But what if you are looking for all the road? So we use a key, which is asterisk here. Instead of me putting path here, I'm going to put star, meaning that I'm looking for all the highway, not only path alone. I need all the highway, whether path, whether residential, whether pedestrian, any types of way it is. I need all of them to come. So what do I need to do? I need to query them with a star. The same thing happened to the rest of other features. If you are looking for all the natural, you need to do the same thing and then query them and then it gives you those particular features. Like for example, if I want to look for the natural, there are different natural. And if I want to query them, so I have to say natural is equals to all. And that gives me every information that have to do with natural. So this is a way to query them. So if you look here, you see that the road in Kigali or Rwanda as well is more than 300 MB. Because it's more than 300 MB, we might not go ahead to query. So I will need to abort the mission. So this is just generally how to get. Now, if you want to get all the green area, for example, if I want to get all the green area, so you need also to understand this, what I'm trying to say here, the tag, the key and the value is very, very important. The key and the value. How do I get it? So let me go to natural. So I'm going to come here and type natural. So if I type natural, this is going to bring me here. So you see here we have grassland, we have this. So we have natural equals to tree, we have natural equals to wood, you have natural equals to wetland. These are different natural. So, but I want to look for wetland in Kigali. In Rwanda, what do I need to do again? I have known that the key is natural. So I need to look for natural. And then what am I looking for? I'm looking for all the wetland in Rwanda. So let me go to wetland. So I'm going to type wetland. Now, this is what based on what is existing in OpenStreetMap. So I'm going to go ahead and say natural is equals to wetland. So you can see here, this is all the wetland that as in OpenStreetMap. Remember, it may be having different thing from what you have in real life, but this is based on what is in OpenStreetMap. This is the natural. So if this is wetland, this wetland is called meshland. I don't know the name. This wetland you see here is called sources map UR. So you can see different wetland as you can see here in Rwanda. The sources map Rwanda. So I think you can see it here. I'm interested in only wetland. So if you look here now, you see now there is a problem here. Why? Because these have been mapped twice. Wetland, natural wetland, natural. This is Rusizi wetland. I don't know the name, but it is called Rusizi mesh. So these are different wetland as you can see here. Come here, you can see and the wetland here. You click on it, Rusizi mesh, and rest of them. Now, I want to see the trees. Sorry, I want to see the trees in Rwanda. I can still do the same thing. What is it? It is in natural, but now the tree is what I want to look. So now I'm going to build a query that is in Rwanda. So let's see how many trees that have been mapped in Rwanda. Let's proceed because it's around 1 MB. So you can see that we have 8,481 trees mapped in Rwanda. Let's see where they are located. So you can see the tree here. Now, if you come to Kachiru, you see that most of the tree here, we are the one who mapped it. Because if you go back, I don't know where Kachiru is, but if you go close to them, you should be able to see the trees in Kachiru. So I think this is Kichichiro. So if you go to Kachiru, somewhere, wherever it is, you should be able to see the tree. So you see that this is where all the trees are mapped. So you can see the tree here, the different tree locations here. So you need to know which of them and which of the key are you supposed to use in each of the query you're building. So this is a way you can get them done. So Leon C, what if I want to work on building? Which query should I use to get the building in Rwanda? Do you have an idea? Because I know you map building, and then I know if they told you, I don't know, but I know he's supposed to tell about building, and I know you mapped based on your account that I checked. So which key can I use and which value should I use to get all the building. Remember I said all the building in Rwanda. You can see. Do you have an idea? You see I'm muted. Yeah, I'm saying which key can you use to query for all the building in Rwanda? Can you talk?
Here, my microphone has any issues, but I can use the machine of my friend.
Okay.
So the query is that uh, breeding equal residential,
Okay.
equal maybe residential.
Okay. But what if I want to have all of them? What should I do?
In Rwanda.
Yeah, if I want to have all the building, not just only residential, what should I do?
Or
Yeah,
okay, remove residential and add star.
that's perfect. So that's exactly what I want you to get done, and that is perfect. So you answer the right one. So the moment you put it like that, that's automatically gives you all the building in Rwanda. But like I said, it's going to be a very big data. So I don't expect you to query all of them like that, except you have reasons. So in entire Rwanda, this is a place that we tag building equals to residential. So you can see this is the only place we have building equals to residential. The rest of them are building equals to either yes. So but where we purposefully tag building equals to residential is here. So you can see the building equals to residential. So this is a way you can query. So I've told you how you can query road, building, you can query waterways, you can query water body. What if you want to get the forest? Remember this thing I said here, the natural. So let's look for places we have like here, 3. Let's look for where we have different other values like here, 3 row. Let's look for where we have natural is equal to scrub. Like let's look for forest. So in that way, it's still going to be, you still use your wizard and then still leave it in Rwanda, but then go to natural is equal to scrub. Now, so if you look here, you see now that these are the places we have scrub across Rwanda. So you see here, these are the places we have scrub across Rwanda. So you see this, if you click on it, you see naturally equals to scrub. Now these are different land areas across Rwanda, and then you should be able to query them and get every information around it. So even if I want to get forest, I can still come here, that I put scrub here, I can put forest. So if I put forest here and I run the same thing again, and I'm going to get the places we have forest in Rwanda. So what happened? Let me, okay, so forest is land use. The key is land use. So let me query run again because it doesn't give me any feedback. So that's when I remember that I did not use the right key. And that's why I was not able to see any forest that is in Rwanda. So you can see here that it have added this land use equals to forest. So you can see land use is equals to forest. Land use is equals to forest. So you can see them getting you forest. Now we need to know what is this Gishwanti forest tagged as, because that's the only way you can now know what is tagged as, so you can query it and that comes out. Now the same thing, highway, if I want to get the residential road, I can say wizard, I can still say highway is equal to primary. Now if I run this, I should be able to get all the highway or the primary road that is located in Rwanda. So you can see each and every one of them. If the query is true, then you can get all the primary roads. So it means that in Rwanda, these are the primary road in Rwanda, the ones that are selected. So you can see these are the primary road in Rwanda. So the primary road is called, sometimes you call it national road. So if you click on it, you should be able to see the primary road, pave, scallop, and rest of them. So this is a way you can make query. Now we are done with query. Do you have any question before I proceed on how do you use those data? Do you have any issue? No? All right. So when you query them and then you have them like this, so you can decide to click on export. Now in exporting, you can choose to click on export equals to what? JSON, JSON. You can open it in ArcGIS Pro. You can open this in KML file. You can open, so let me download for KML file. So you can see here, I've downloaded it. So you just need anything you query, you just need to click on export. And the moment you click on export, you are going to get it exported for you. And then you can see here that the road has been added and it's going to open for me in Rwanda. So you can see the national road here. So if I press R, so you should be able to see all the national road as associated to Rwanda, the one I just opened. So you can see the name here, the ID, and you can see all the national road have been added for me. If I check it off, so you can see what I mean by national road. So you can see it there. So this is what it means to get it done. Now, do any of you know how to convert? I think since you're using ArcGIS Pro, the only person that I think needed to be alerted on this is Alliance, because she's using Alliance is using she's using ArcGIS. She's using ArcGIS. She's not using ArcGIS Pro. So I think I needed to let her know on what she need to do on that one, because she's having ArcGIS alone, not ArcGIS Pro. So I think I need to install ArcGIS in this particular PC, because the other one I was using have it, and this one, but I think this one does not have ArcGIS. So let me quickly check here. It doesn't have it, so I need to install that. So I'm going to install that because I did not install it here. So I wanted to quickly share with you how you can get it installed, get it converted. But if not, for some of you that are using ArcGIS Pro already, then there will be no need for you to get it converted, because you can import it directly into your software, to your machine automatically. So import it and then it comes to your ArcGIS or the GIS you're using. But for the sake of AME, so I think also there's no ArcGIS. Let me check whether I also install ArcGIS QGIS here. I did not install it. So let me see if this can be downloaded. I don't know the speed of my internet, but I wanted to, because I know I asked you to download QGIS. So, but if you already installed that, I'll just try to show you how do you download, how do you get them done. So QGIS, like I said, it is free. So all you just need is to just download, and you can see here I'm using, this is window, so this is standalone long term. So you just need to download the QGIS and then install it. I didn't want to waste a bit time, because if for me to install ArcGIS Pro on this is going to take us a couple of minutes, and then I don't want us to go into that long way. But if the ArcGIS or QGIS worked, so I should be able to show you how you can convert it. But nevertheless, if you have this in KML file, Ahmed, do you know how to convert KML file to shape file in ArcGIS, since you are not using Pro? But every other person, I think that's not a problem. I'm just asking Ame in particular. Do you know how to convert KML file to shapefile in ArcGIS?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, I think for you, I think for all of you, it is not an issue because you are using ArcGIS Pro, and ArcGIS Pro does not have this issue of whether you have it or not. It's automatically get that one done for you, so it is not an issue. The person that I think I'm asking, focusing currently is Ame because she she don't have ArcGIS Pro already. But what I'm saying is I see the way I exported this. If you look at the Overpass Turbo here, you see the way I said here, export. If I download it as KML, so I just need to click on KML and I can say save. And once I save it, if you go to my download, you should be able to see the file that I've downloaded here. You can see it here. So since it is there, you don't need to do much work again. So all you just need to do is import it the same way you add data in ArcGIS and in ArcGIS Pro, and that is going to get done for you straightly. Yeah, so the reason why I'm asking her is that I know that she's the only person that don't have ArcGIS Pro for now. So that's why I am asking her. So and yeah, that's why I'm asking her because I need to be sure she's on the same page with us. So this is a bit taking time. I don't know what is wrong with it. Yeah, but that's by the way. So this is just the way you need to do. So after making your extraction, so you just need to install you just need to import it and then you can start using them automatically. So you don't need multiple things again. Just the same way when you install, when you get it, then you can now go ahead and bring it into your ArcMap environment. Yeah, what you're going to do, Ame, is that for you, just go to QGIS that you are using. When you download it, you go to QGIS. When you open QGIS, and this is a bit complex because I still need to switch back to this laptop. Okay, so far, do you have any question you feel like what I need to clear you up a bit, please, on using those data as related to the key and how do you query?
Question:
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there a way to export in a CSV Excel file from Overpass Turbo?
Okay. You can still see my screen, right? Yeah, in Overpass, these are the options you have here. It depends on what you want to export. These are the options you have here. Assuming you have the locations of some point, you have some point location. You have a point of schools, for example, and you want it in CSV. So you need to do the same way by doing different data processing because this is the only option you have here. So if you have something in that particular pattern and you wanted, okay, I want to export that to another and different other type of format. So it means that you need to convert the data into the shapefile, and when you have it in shapefile, then you should be able to get that done by doing few things. You can do a kind of bringing it in and then transfer the data, like make the data in shapefile and then convert it from shapefile to maybe add the Excel, the X and Y, and then you copy the data uh, into Excel or export it into Excel. So that's a way, or CSV, depending on what you want. So that's the way you can get it done that way. I don't know, do you understand me? Because there is no a perfect way of exporting. But when we'll be doing with Python, or when we'll be writing code, I will show you how you can write a code that can get those ones done for you perfectly. Like if you want to get things in that way, so you can make a query and do it yourself in such a way that it will automatically get you those things that you want to get. Is that okay?
It's okay, but I still have a question, but not related to the expressions of the
Okay,
data.
go ahead.
From the editing and the digitizing by factorizing like buildings and etc. I want to know the channel if it's this the next step to export, and we cannot can we export from the software or web we used to digitize, not necessary to come to overpass window.
Okay, yeah, you can export from the web you digitize. You know, the reason why we're doing an overpass is because this is a database. You're trying to retrieve data from database. And since you're trying to retrieve data from database, it means that the data you're uploading or whatever you're mapping is going somewhere. Now, if you remember the question I asked you all the first time we started, I said, if I ask you to digitize entire Kigali, how long do you think it's going to take you? All of you give some examples. So what we are trying to eliminate is that how do you get things done fast? But assuming you digitize from JSON yourself, and then you want to export that JSON alone to work with it on OSM, like sorry, not only on OSM, but you want to work on it inside your ArcGIS, then that means you need to save the file and go and import them. So I will show you how to get that done if that's what you need. Maybe you digitize something like let me stop sharing. Let me share the screen. So if you look here, you see that I've worked on this, and this is a layer here. I believe you can see my screen. So I can export these things as GPXS. So now this is what I have here. I can decide to go here and save it as. So you see the way I save, I can save it as JSON here. You can see it here. So if I go ahead and go to download and save this, or I go to any place and save this in as JSON. So let me save it as Lydia here, and I save it in download. You can see it is in download. So what it means is that I've saved it in download, and when I go to download, and you can see Lydia here. Now, if I want to use this, I can use this automatically on the other GIS software as I want. Whichever way I want it, I can still use it there if that's what I want to export only. So what I did only is that I exported the layer, and then I can use it on the other one. So now you can see the layer as it is. It means that I can still bring that layer into ArcGIS or QGIS. Sorry, did you go?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so for the structure of what we are going to do, like I said, I think I will share that because I need to make a little bit adjustment. So we have a structure of how we are going to be working. After this, we do this. After this, we do this. Just like a course outline that we're going to be following in details. So when we finish with this, we do another thing. When we finish with this, we do another thing in that particular order. Because the first thing is the basics. I want thoughts that we need to cover up with the digitization so that each and every one of you can understand what it means by digitization, such a way that at any point in time that you want to you want to work on your own digitization, you can work on it and get to understand what you mean by every key and value, so that at any point in time you can pick it up and then do whatever you want to do at any point in time. But it's unfortunate that I don't know, but we are not able to cover that. So it is a structure. Once you get to know that, so the next thing is we are going to be working on vector for now, which a vector is a type of data that shows the real life in either point, line, or polygon. That's what we're going to be working on now. So generally, we're going to be working on vector. So we move from vector to another part, which is going to be majorly. So when we are done with the vector, so we are going to be talking about other aspects like points, joining, to other attribute information, uh, drawing vector, joining tables, constructing spatial query, and rest of them. Then we go to handling like formatting operation, aligning, satellite imagery. Then we go into raster. So this part we are talking about raster. So we need to perform supervised, unsupervised classification. Then slope, aspect, heel shade. Then in that particular order, we return to QGIS on how to use QGIS to do those things at the same time. Then we go to the designing of web GIS and rest. So it is in structure, and each of them are in that particular structure. But what I'm saying is that I was thinking that this is where I was thinking that this tagging and this structure should be first treated. And when you understand this treated first, then you are going to go into the aspect of retrieving those data from the OSM database. So in that structure, you should be able to understand what you need to do at every point in time. So that was what I was thinking. Yeah, but you can see there are a lot of things that have actually a bit changed it, and I will need to, like, that's why I said I need to make an adjustment and um, see a way I can bring us back to line, because if you don't understand the key and value, it will not do us well, because we'll be floating. So I will need to take a bit time to talk about that so that we can be on the same page, if that's okay for all of you. Is that okay? All right, so going forward, like I said, for all of you using ArcGIS, it's just import. But for May that is using, sorry, for you using ArcGIS Pro, just import. For May that is using ArcGIS only, and then when she exporting KML file, so what you need to do is to come here, Arc Toolbox. You now move from Arc Toolbox, you move to Conversion Tools here. Arc Toolbox is here, up here. Then when you move from there, you move down to your conversion here, tools. From KML, remember that the data you downloaded, this one export, is in KML. So you need to say from KML because it's already in KML. So KML is key man-up language. So you need to convert it from KML to layer. So you come back here, click on this. For me, I put it on the left hand side here. You click on KML to layer. So that's what you want to do. You want to put it from KML to layer. So in that way, what do you need to import? Remember that this is what you need to import. For me, you can put it anywhere. You can tell it, okay, I want to put it somewhere. But for me, I will just come here and then right click and copy the part here. So I'm just going to copy the part here, return back here. When this dialog open for me, I click on this here and I need to paste this. So for me, I'm going to remove this quotation that is covering it and I click OK. And you can see it's going to read it and then it's going to bring the KML file here for you. Now, what is the output location? It's going to check the output location for you and then put it either by default or you can choose where to keep it. For me, I sometimes used to keep it by default because later I am going to put it where I want to put it because it is a KML file. Yeah, so that's just it. So when you are done, you can click OK, and that's going to convert from the KML file for you down to give it to you in the aspect of the layer, which is shapefile. So you give it a bit time, and it's going to be added to you. So you can see here it is showing that it is converting from KML to layer. So with that, you are going to have it as a shapefile. This is for who that is using ArcGIS. But if you are using ArcGIS Pro, you can convert it direct and add it to it. So the rest, the 4 of other this one is not for you. So this is majorly for Ame, so that she can convert it. So you can see now the shapefile or the road network which we queried in the overpass. You can see it appear here. So with that, I can open it and I can see the attribute information. I can open it and I can see different things that I want to see. So you can see here, these are the information about it. So what do I need to do? I can now, and under here, you can see it is white. Under here, we have symbology here. Under 0, click on that 0. You can change that to a color you want to put it here. Then under empty place. So you can see where it is overlaid on the contour map, and you can see it added here. So what you need to do, you can now right click here and do data and do export, and then you save it in the location you want. Like for example, I'm not going to save it, but I just want to show you. So the moment you do that, you need to save it as road or highway, depending on the name of your choice that you want to save it, and that's done. So I think this my other laptop is having a bit, yeah, it's having a bit issue I need to clear. So you can just write the name here, any name of your choice. So you just type the name here, and then you should be able to save it, and you click on save, and that is going to be there. Sorry, it's lagging because I'm sharing from another laptop and I'm talking from another laptop, so it's okay. So that's what how we need to make those conversion. So this is for Ame. So once this is done, you will have it as a shape file according to all you have. But what I want to recap on what we did today, we're able to get these things done. One, we talk about different aspects of the map we have been talking about, and you can see now that what I was able to create with you, how I go about it from the beginning to the end of it. So you should be able to see, to have a glimpse of how do I start from the beginning to the end. So I'm interested in you making a map that is visually appealing. I believe most of you can make more beautiful map than me, and that's what I expect all of us to do. So you try to create more beautiful map that is more visual appealing than what I have created. Now readjust those map and resubmit back again to me. So I'm just going to attach this thing. You can see maybe the title I did not put it well, but I just want you to see, I just want you to understand how do you create a visual appealing map. Is also put those things where it's supposed to be, where you need to put the title, where you need to put second. So most of those things, it matters. So that's number one. Then number two is, you see the way I put the base map, I might decide to put her own if she's interested in putting them. So you know what is good. So I believe you can make a very good decision as related to the best map to create. That's for it. Then in the query, I want you to understand the key and the value, because the key and the value helps you to know what and what do you need to do, what and what do you need to query. And like I said, this is one way. We are going to the second way. Now, the reason why we are using this is because when you digitize, you might only be interested in building. What if you're interested in highway? So for digitizing, I've shown you how you can save the one you have. Like I save it in Excel and I show you where it is located. So if you look at, let me check whether the details of what I said have been synchronized to this laptop. But if it have not, it's supposed to be already on download. That file, you can also import it the same way in your ArcGIS and convert it to shapefile. So this one I typed Lydia, okay, it's already on this other laptop. So you can use that particular one to get it done for you that way. So this one I typed Lydia here is the one that I did on the other laptop, so it has synchronized already on this laptop. So you can use this the same way I showed you now to get that one done. So that's by the way. Then the other one, like I said, is just for you to understand how do you query, how do you put those keys and value to be able to be able to do those things.